this contraption here looks familiar to you, then you might know I'm installing a temporary power pole for electric service to a property I just purchased. In the last episode you saw us putting mulch on a soon-to-be orchard. Well, now we're going to run power to it. So the electric company required me to put a 16-foot pole into the ground 4 feet, so that would leave 12 feet above ground. I already tried to dig in this soil and it was very apparent that I didn't want to do it anymore by hand. So in the video we are also going to test out the dually 52cc dirt auger. It can be 1-man or 2-man driven, and we also have the Earthquake Earth Auger 10-inch diameter bit for it. So this is going to be interesting. There was a lot of reviews of the Harbor Freight auger, or the Harbor Freight series of augers online, so I didn't want to purchase that. Wanted to try it, shake it up a little bit with something that isn't as covered, but I think will be a little bit better quality. We're going to find out anywho. Now we have to go 75 feet from the existing power pole to my temporary one, so it's got to be anywhere from 1 to 75 feet. I'm going to go ahead and mark that out, and then we're going to unbox this thing and get digging. So right about here should be perfect. Now, this product was, I think it was like $2.99 for it, for just the auger, no bit or nothing. So, I'm expecting this thing to work really, really well, if not perfect. We'll see. But yeah, there's gonna be no tolerance in terms to things acting silly, like if I were to buy like a $200 one with a bit, because I paid $2.99 for this and another, I believe it was like $150 for the auger, actual bit. So that's darn near $500 for this thing. It's got to work very, very well and save me a lot of time. So far though, first impressions, it's looking really nice. Got 2 different triggers for I guess going 1-man or 2-man or woman, right? But yeah, I think we're gonna be able to really drill down with it. And believe me when I say there was a lot cheaper options for the auger bit, a 10-inch auger bit. This one though has some sort of like recoil spring. I'll show you that in a second. And I think it's going to absorb a lot of the moving around and kind of keep it off my shoulders and arms, because I prefer to not get sore after using this. Oh dear. This might be requiring a little bit too much torque. Hopefully the machine can keep up. I think they're actually by the same brand or manufacturer or whatever. Yeah, so both these are by the same manufacturer, so they should be compatible. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. If not, I'll just get another person out here to help me out. And it seems like every year these gas cans just get more and more annoying. Like they have exhibitions or competitions to see who can design the most unnecessary, ridiculous device or contraption for pouring out gasoline. I'll just start using like water bottles for my gas or something. Good enough, huh? Oh, what do you know? We missed more of the wrap. And I'm going to go ahead and get a tape measure as well and measure this out to see how deep in the ground I'm actually going to go. I do have a manual post hole digger as well over here, and I'm going to use that for the remainder, but we're going to see how far we can get, or close we can get to 4 feet. From the tip there all the way up, we're at 32 inches. Probably 30 though is as far as I'd want to go up on it. And then we got, you know, got another 1.5 foot where we're going to have to go manual with the post hole, you know, manual post hole digger. Well, that kind of sucks, but I couldn't find any of the extenders. I went to Home Depot, Lowe's, and I couldn't find either store. I guess that's something you have to buy online, but I just didn't have time. I wanted to get out here and get this dug as fast as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and get digging. The soil is definitely rocky. That's one thing we can say for certain. Whew. I thought it was sandy loam that I got on this property, but it looks like it does have a good amount of clay in it too. I mean, I'm getting beat up, but I think a whole lot faster than the manual post hole digger, hand tool. But yeah, look at that, man. There's some rocks down there. About as deep as I could go with it. Yeah, I can't do anymore. It's too tiring, and I'm not the biggest dude either, you know, so maybe if you were 6'9" and weighed 250 pounds, you might be able to hold this thing without a problem. I was using my knees, too, to kind of brace it. Definitely, I think that's definitely, with the 10-inch bit, that's a two-man job. It's just tough, so... With an 8 or 6, I'm sure you could do that no problem, one person. But yeah, I mean, I was using my knees to kind of brace it and everything, and that wasn't a problem. I didn't have enough torque to, like, snap my femur in half or something, but, you know, it's something you do got to watch out, be careful for while you're kind of using parts of your limbs to brace an auger. I'd say we're about 26. We're about 26, so time to get going with this. You can see what I'm digging out there on that bottom. I mean, clay and I guess the start of what looks like gravel. So maybe we're getting close to bedrock. I think bedrock is 43 to 60 inches down from grade in this area. So we'll see, right? This is kind of like the specs of what your pole needs to be. Minimum 5-inch diameter or minimum 4x4 for a square. Also 4 feet below grade. Now I don't know how that's going to happen if bedrock is at 43 centimeters or 43 inches in my soil. So I guess I'll just go down as deep as I can, and then that'll be that. Okay. Okay. Maybe 3 more inches. So I finally finished digging this hole. Let me tell you, I know the auger didn't go all the way down because I did not have that extender, but it did save me a significant amount of time. I got about halfway, I'd say, with the auger, and then the rest with the post hole digger, and it was tough. It took me, I'd say another hour just to get that extra 2 feet down. And as you can see here, this is at 4 feet. Four feet from grade, about, doesn't have to be within the, millimeter or whatever, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you in this hole. I'm gonna show you this hole here. I mean, it goes very, very far down. And haven't hit bedrock, so that's a good sign. Definite clay down there, though. Once you get, 2 feet down, it's just nothing but clay. Hard and unforgiving. But up top, it was this, I guess it was clay or sandy loam or something, real powdery. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you how I rigged up this 16-foot pole on a short bed truck. A lot of you may be thinking, how am I going to get this 16-foot 4x4 to my property? Well, my truck is a short bed, so I wasn't going to have it hang out of my truck bed. That just would have been stupid. What I did do, however, is I rigged up my own little ladder rack with some hardware from chain link fence and like a chain link fence pole. I just used some carriage bolts to kind of put this. This would be like the hardware that you use to get like a pole, like a 2x4 across a chain link pole for like a fence. Use that to secure it to my utility rack, whatever it's called, the utility system. And then I put the 4x4 on top of it, screwed it in with some serious torque screws, just so it wouldn't slide around, and then use some ratchet straps. And I also put a towel between my truck and the 4x4 because I did not want to get a big dent on my truck. But yeah, it was in there real good, had no problems for about 30 miles I drove it with. And for the back, you know, you gotta have a flag if it's sticking out past 4 feet. I don't think mine was sticking out past 4 feet, but I just got an old used t-shirt and kind of screwed it on there. Worked great. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and then I'm gonna stick this in the hole, and we are going to, we're gonna make sure it's, put all that dirt back, and we will be good for this project. And just a friendly reminder, this Blue Hawk post hole digger is trash. I was using it to try to grab the dirt and everything, and it's so flimsy, you know, it was bending around like crazy and cheap piece of junk. Spend the extra money, don't buy a $25 one, buy like one of the $50 ones that'll last you a lifetime. I'm going to take this one back as soon as I get back into town. Gotta be careful doing this. Woo! All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. Not too bad. Now I need to go ahead and measure how far that's in there, because sometimes it, you know, doesn't sink in all the way or whatever. Looks like 12 feet is right there, so we're off maybe 3 inches. That's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and leave it. What I will do is kind of wiggle it around and make sure it gets in there as deep as it possibly can. And I guess it probably will end up sinking a little bit too. Maybe an inch. So yeah, I'm happy with that actually. You may be wondering, why aren't you leveling it? Aren't you supposed to have it leveled before you put the dirt in? Forgot to bring the level. Yikes. So we're just going to throw the dirt in and eyeball it. That's how we do it around here. I just realized it's not directly facing the pole, so now that's unfortunate. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to have to take it back out. So because I put it in the wrong direction, now it's filled up with dirt again, and I have to take all the dirt out again. Part of life. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then I will put this back in there. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, and we're off. All right. This is as good as it's going to get. Yep. See, right there is just about perfect. Let's refill it in. A lot of people watch videos of people making homesteads and things like that, and they just be, oh, you want to do it's tough, you know, you don't learn bad. Once they're making it, if you do a job, you can work like that. So, unfortunately, a lot of people doing this. I just also people dig a hole or whatever with a big tractor, but, you know, let's just do stuff. Try to make sure things level. Actually, things look good so far. I look at all the things, just right. And it needs to go a little bit this way, just like that. I'm thinking right there is perfect. I'm no scientist, like I said, but I think that's good. People seem to forget the best instruments you can use in a construction site are these right here, eyeballing, you know what I'm saying? I think that'll be good. What we'll actually do, would be interesting, is come back with a level and see how close I got it, because it might be close, it might not. Hope the electric company doesn't call me and say, hey, we can't put power to your property. It wasn't level enough. Yeah, we do. How's it going? Alright, so you learned a lot of things today while watching this video. This tool, garbage. That tool, awesome. You learned how to get a 16-foot post to your property if you got a short bed truck. And you also learned that it's pretty hot in the summertime. You also learned that sometimes it's best to cut twice and measure once, because then you're gaining 2 times more experience. If you got to do something twice, right? So you're getting smarter. And it's always best to work smarter, not harder, right? So thanks for watching, and there will be plenty more projects on this property to come, including eventually building a house. Probably alone, maybe with another person, my fiance. Thanks for watching. See you next time. So if any of you were watching that and thinking to yourselves, why is he putting just a pole in the ground and not the meter base, breaker box, grounding rod, copper wire, grounding wire? I commend you for knowing more about this than me. And this sort of sets a tone for these videos in that I don't really know what I'm doing. There's going to be a lot of mistakes, but that's the best part you get to learn from. So I had this guy from the electric company come out and talk to me about we're putting the wire, we're putting the pole and stuff, and he said, yeah, you just put this pole in and we'll come out and hook it up. But he didn't phrase it in a way that made it seem like I would have to put all this stuff on the pole. And I paid like $500 just to get service out here, so I figured that was going to cover them hooking the wire up as well as them putting the meter base and everything in. But anyway, no big deal. So I did have to put the meter base in and the breaker box, and I had to install an outlet and some insulated waterproof like flexible conduit, and what is GFCI outlets, GCFI, something like that. I had to put all that in together, and I bought a kit that had all of it actually pre-assembled, so I didn't have to do too much. I did have to put in the outlet and everything, but it had the breaker. I had to buy the grounding rod. No, actually, it came with the grounding rod. It came with pretty much everything except the outlet and like the 20 amp breaker. So that ended up costing like $450 versus having to build it and everything. And this is 200 amp service. So yeah, I ended up having to pay like $450 for it, plus the $500 electrical, fee or whatever. So we're in deep now, but we got electric here, and that's great news because that frees up a whole lot of opportunities for us. And we also get to keep the pole after. Now, it was a lot more difficult to put in than that, what was it, like 4x4 square pole. That was actually really ridiculous. ridiculously easy. And this one was a lot more hard. It was a lot heavier, and I ended up doing it alone. Probably shouldn't have. But, and I had a trailer this time, so just put it on the trailer. It wasn't an issue. Versus putting it, you know, on my truck, like tilted and everything with straps. I didn't have a trailer then, so, you know, if that's all you have, then by all means, that's probably the best way to go about it. But yeah, so put it in, and we have electric out here now. The auger worked great for this one as well. That same 12-inch auger bit worked just fine, and I actually got an extension for it too, so I didn't have to use the post hole digger at all. I just went straight down 4 feet, pulled it up, popped this in, and the hole was actually a lot easier as well because I already had kind of a hole dug. You know, a lot of it I backfilled, but anyway, so yeah, we got electric, and we hope it's to code. They're going to be coming out, I think, and checking in a few months, so we'll know real quick if it's not. You might be getting another video on that, right? But yep, so we got electric. Next is water and sewer, and then we will begin construction and planting trees. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Go post, stop recording.